Hey everybody, it's me again. I'm doing a video today about gun control and why it doesn't work. Okay, the three countries that have the highest murder rate are all in South America. They are El Salvador, Venezuela, and Honduras in that order. They have stricter gun laws than the United States. It didn't stop shit. Crime went up and people started dying. Well, they were already dying, but they kept dying. And what's more is people think that if guns are taken away, the United States wouldn't have all this problem with the mass shootings. Not true, my friend. Not true. Not true at all. You see, what happens is people will revert to other methods of attack. Like in Japan, Japan has extremely strict gun laws. And what happens is there have been a few cases where people have just gone nuts and used edged weapons, i.e. knives and swords, to kill people. And one guy, I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, I do, he killed 19 people and injured several more in a care facility for the disabled. And that's it. That's more people than the Columbine shooters. Eric Harris and Dylan Cleveland, or however you pronounce his last name, that fucker's last name. But anyway, what we also see is that in places where guns are more restricted, like New York City or France, vehicle ramming attacks are becoming quite popular. Like that one in Nice, which killed 80 people. And there was also that one in New York City, it killed about 8 and injured a few others. The first one in Nice, it killed more people than any mass shooting in history, even more than Stephen Paddock did in Las Vegas. What we see here is a lot of people just don't know that these shooters never go to places where where other people will have guns, or at least they won't go to a place where they think people won't have guns, like such is the case in Texas, in the Sutherland, Texas. Devin Kelly, he killed a good number of people. I think it was like 25. Don't quote me on that. You can research it yourself if you're interested. But anyway, he went in that church and he killed a bunch of people. And then guess what happened? Somebody came and shot him. And he drove away and eventually did what most spree killers do. Kill themselves. And Dylan Roof even said, remember the black church shooting at Charleston, South Carolina? He said he didn't want to go to the hood, where the thugs and gangsters, pimps and hoes are. Why? Because they'd blow him straight to hell if he went there and tried to pull that shit. And also Chicago has a very restrictive gun laws and a very high crime rate, as does San Francisco, and places like that. Criminals like it when you don't fight back. It's just that simple. Sammy the Bull Gravano, he was the underboss, well, consigliere, and then the underboss of the Gambino crime family. He even said, if I'm a bad guy, I want a society where nobody has guns and all that shit. He wanted a society where nobody would have guns if he was a bad guy, and he was. That motherfucker killed about 19 people, I think. And anyway, what we by the way, he's out now and is on supervised out of prison right now and is on supervised release for the remainder of his natural life, which is not really surprising. But anyway, what we have here is people just want magic solutions. They just want to take away the guns so people can't be armed. They think that if they just restrict they just want to just do this solution. But the reality is that, criminals usually don't like armed victims because they tend to get shot when they mess with armed victims. I mean, you defend our nation with guns. Our police have guns and everything like that. Armed security is good security. And, it's just, people who, want to mess with other people's civil liberties, it's just, they say, oh, the Second Amendment was written when they were using when they had, muskets and things like that and no fully automatic firearms. I mean, if freedom of speech, if that's your logic, don't write your blog, leave behind your blogs, leave behind your Facebook, leave behind your Twitter, and write with a quill and a piece of paper. Because that's the same logic, okay? And, I personally think everybody should be able to have whatever handheld weapon they want. It's just like that, I guess you could some people would call me a libertarian, but not really. You do have to have some government. And, let's face it, you need taxes. Deal with it. And, the reality is that gun control does not really work. It will not have the effect that you think it will. It is not going to be the magic pill to all of this country's murder problems. We need to look for real solutions, and they're not going to be easy or simple solutions. But I think that truly, if you really want to stop all this killing in our country, is you don't need to lift the ban. You don't need to have a ban on guns. You need to lift the ban on drugs. That would cut the crime rate so far down. And it's really, really important that we keep our civil liberties intact. That Constitution, ladies and gentlemen, is very important. Let nobody step on it. Call the government out. Write your congressman whenever you see somebody stepping on the Constitution. Anyway, and I'm not just talking about the Second Amendment. I'm talking about any amendment. Protect it at all costs. And don't let the government or anybody step on your constitutional rights. Cherish them. Protect them. Write your congressman whenever you see something going wrong. Make a YouTube video. Leave a Facebook post or something. Make sure you do what you can. Anyway, this will conclude my video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you can, leave a donation. It's for a good cause. Peace.